This is one of the most legendary eras in Chinese history. In a mere 8 years, the mighty Qin Empire crumbled into dust. The 6 warring states rose from the ashes, and the world was instantly plunged into the titanic struggle known as the Chu-Han Contention. It was a time of turbulence, where heroes rose in succession. Compared to other periods of division and unity in Chinese history, this process that decided China's fate was incredibly short. This meant that almost every year, every month, and sometimes every single day, strategies were proposed that could define the realm. Vast territories changed hands, and battles of life and death were fought, marking the rise of fortunes and the fall of lives. But the greatest secret and logic behind all this was not about loyalty or betrayal, nor even about glory and dreams. It was, in fact, China's ultimate choice regarding its path into the future. In July 210 BC, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, embarked on his 5th tour of the empire. 1 month later, he died suddenly of illness. The eunuch Zhao Gao and Chancellor Li Si conspired together. They concealed the emperor's death, forged his final will, and enthroned Prince Huai as the 2nd emperor. At the same time, they fabricated orders to execute the rightful heir and his loyal ministers. From then on, without a strong monarch to hold the center, the political factions within the Qin court, those supporting grand unification and those wanting to return to feudalism, began to attack each other unscrupulously. The accumulated political abuses and governance failures of the past began to surface. The world descended into darkness and chaos. In August 209 BC, 2 low-ranking officers led 900 conscripts to raise the banner of rebellion. They shouted the immortal cry, "Are kings and generals born of a noble breed?" With this hoarse cry against injustice, they raised the curtain on the great collapse of the late Qin Dynasty. At this moment, the pro-feudalism faction in the Qin court gained the upper hand. They chose to seal the passes and abandon the east. In just a few months, peasant rebellions and the restoration movements of the old 6 states' nobles erupted like wildfire. Qin's rule east of Hanggu Pass disintegrated almost instantly. Just 4 months later, the anti-Qin forces breached the natural barrier of Hanggu Pass and threatened the capital, Xianyang. In this moment of extreme peril, a Qin civil official stood up. He transformed hundreds of thousands of slaves and convicts building the mausoleum of the first emperor into a powerful legion. He not only defeated the rebels invading Guangzhong, but then surged eastward. Over the next 10 months, this army of convicts, along with the Great Wall Legion moving south, swept through the anti-Qin forces in the east. In December 208 BC, the 2 main Qin armies joined forces at the city of Julu in the north. Amidst this crisis, 2 generals serving under King Huai of Chu, the leader of the rebellion, shone brightly. They were also sworn brothers. One was Xiang Yu, a young general descended from a line of Chu nobles. In January 207 BC, leading 50,000 Chu soldiers, he employed the tactic of breaking the cauldrons and sinking the boats, cutting off all retreat. At the Battle of Julu, he crushed the 300,000-strong main Qin force, shattering the backbone of the Qin army in a single stroke. Meanwhile, another Qin legion, 500,000 strong, chose collective betrayal, establishing their own kingdom in the south. The other was Liu Bang, a 50-year-old commoner and former street ruffian. Leading 5,000 stragglers, but possessing superb strategic vision and a fierce, rapid fighting style, he marched 1,500 kilometers in just 1 year, fighting over 20 battles. In December 207 BC, Liu Bang invaded the Guangzhong region and captured the Qin capital, Xianyang. The Qin Dynasty had officially fallen. 2 months later, in February 206 BC, Liu Bang reached a political compromise with the arriving Xiang Yu at the famous feast at Hong Gate. Xiang Yu subsequently killed the Qin king, looted and burned Xianyang, and then, as the generalissimo of the feudal lords, presided over the partition of the empire. Xiang Yu not only restored the nobles of the 6 states, but also created new kings from generals with military merit. Including his own Western Chu in the prime Jianghuai region and the Kingdom of Han, given to his sworn brother Liu Bang, the world was divided into 19 vassal states. Xiang Yu proclaimed himself the overlord, intending to be the elder brother to all feudal lords. Later, Xiang Yu led his army east, killing King Huai of Chu and seizing the Chu lands for himself. But the realm did not submit. The northern states of Qi and Zhao fell into civil war, and the overlord was forced to lead his troops north to suppress them. Amidst this chaos, in August 206 BC, Liu Bang, whose ambition was the entire world, took advantage of Xiang Yu's absence. He suddenly marched north from his base in Hanzhong, recaptured the Guangzhong region, and officially raised the curtain on the Chu-Han Contention. In May 205 BC, under military threat and the moral slogan of avenging the King of Chu, Liu Bang assembled a coalition of 5 vassal states, totaling 560,000 troops. They marched east in a grand campaign against Chu. While Xiang Yu was stuck in Qi, they captured the Chu capital, Pengcheng. But Xiang Yu, leading 30,000 elite cavalry, launched an unexpected lightning strike. He defeated Liu Bang's main force, killing over 100,000 Han soldiers. The 560,000-strong coalition scattered. Liu Bang fled west, only stabilizing his footing at the Xinjiang-Chenggao line. After the defeat at Pengcheng, the vassals betrayed Han one by one. Liu Bang sent his great general, Han Xin, north to conquer them. In October 205 BC, 5 months after the Pengcheng defeat, Han Xin destroyed the state of Wei. 1 month later, he destroyed Dai and Zhao. By early 204 BC, the state of Yan surrendered without a fight. Meanwhile, Xiang Yu led the main Chu force in a massive offensive against Liu Bang at the Xinjiang-Chenggao line. In June 204 BC, Liu Bang escaped alone as Xinjiang and Chenggao fell. He fled north again, seized command of Han Xin's main forces, and ordered Han Xin to attack the last northern state, Qi, hoping to complete a strategic encirclement of Chu. Reinforced, Liu Bang fought back to the Xinjiang-Chenggao line. Although still no match for Xiang Yu in open field battle, he used mountain defenses and harassment of Chu's rear lines to force a stalemate along the Hong Canal, Honggo. Seizing this opportunity, in November 204 BC, Han Xin invaded Qi. At the Battle of Wei Shui, he defeated a 200,000-strong Qi-Chu coalition, not only capturing Qi, but also destroying the last mobile force of the Chu army. In early 203 BC, Han Xin held his position and bargained with Liu Bang, eventually being named King of Qi. With the strategic situation deteriorating, Xiang Yu, despite still holding the tactical advantage and even wounding Liu Bang with an arrow, could not breach the Hong Canal defense line. Strategically, he was becoming increasingly passive. In October 203 BC, Chu and Han signed the Treaty of Hong Canal, dividing the world down the middle. Xiang Yu led his troops east towards home. But immediately after, Liu Bang tore up the treaty and personally led an army to pursue the retreating Chu forces. After several battles, a temporary standoff formed near Guling. Liu Bang, stalled in his pursuit, used the partition of land as bait to persuade the feudal lords, including Han Xin, to join him. Finally, in December 203 BC, they completed the strategic encirclement of Xiang Yu. The Chu army suffered defeat after defeat. Finally, Xiang Yu retreated to Gaisha with 100,000 men, where he was surrounded by a coalition force of 600,000 in an ambush on 10 sides. Out of options, Xiang Yu abandoned his army. Leading a few hundred elites, he broke out of the siege, only to be cornered by Han pursuers at the Wu River. The overlord Xiang Yu committed suicide. Afterwards, the Han army swept through the remaining resistance, pacifying the realm. On February 28, 202 BC, at Dingtao in Shandong, Liu Bang performed the ceremony to heaven and ascended the throne, establishing the state of Han. Thus, the Han Dynasty was founded, marking the beginning of its 400-year history. And truly, the soul of China's great unification began here.